Hi everybody, I'm Sundance Senior Programmer Heidi Zwicker, and I'm so thrilled to be here to introduce the world premiere of Good One, directed by India Donaldson. We on the programming team were so excited to find a film that expresses with such eloquence and poetry such painful truths about the experiences of teenage girlhood. It's a film that's intimate in scope, but we found such resonance in India's writing and direction and the terrific performances of the entire cast. We're really proud to be sharing this special film, this amazing feature debut, here with Sundance audiences. Please join me in welcoming to the stage the writer and director of Good One, India Donaldson.
Thank you, Heidi, for that beautiful introduction. Thank you, Sundance. It's quite surreal to be here. So many films that inspired me to make movies got their start here, and I'm just so grateful to be able to introduce ours in this context. This film is the product of the generosity and trust of so many. Some of them are here today. Thank you, Neil Champagne and Tiny Giant, Jack Parks, our guardian angel, Sarah Winchall, and Allison Bunce at Smudge. My manager, Rachel Kelly. Thank you to my friends and producers, Graham Mason, Wilson Cameron, and Diana Irvine. And our entire family team, my film family, whose beautiful work you're about to see. One of the things this movie is about is the relationship between the father and his child, and I could not have made this film without two fathers who are in this room. My dad, I grew up watching him make movies and watching him love making movies, and he's the reason I'm here. And my partner Sebastian, who took care of our son this year and made it possible for me to immerse myself in this film and be a mother at the same time. And thank you all for being here today in this room watching our movie. Thank you.
The writer and director of Good One, India Donaldson. Thank you so much for being here, India. There's some of the casting crew you'd like to invite down?
Yes, please. Lily Colias. And producer Diana Irvine, cinematographer producer Wilson Cameron, and editor producer Sammy.
I think we can jump right into the Q&A. I'm going to start things off with the first few questions, but if anybody has a question, please just raise your hand. We'd love to hear from you. So, India, I was saying how we had never seen a film that expressed this aspect of teenage girlhood. I was curious, what felt most important to you to convey about this time of life in the film?
Well, I was definitely tapping into my own memories of being that age and the way that I was in the world, and just how so often as a young girl you're put in the position of servicing other people's needs, and that was my way into the character.
The film is so intimate. Obviously, every character carries so much. The casting is incredibly crucial. Can you talk about gathering this pitch-perfect cast?
Yes.
Good casting director.
Taylor Williams, casting director, who such an important creative collaboration, and I don't know where we're sitting, Taylor, but
Here she is.
Well, I could talk about casting for this whole Q&A, but also really, we've been looking for our Sam for some time, and I have a younger sister, Octavia, who is the same age as the character. And I asked her one day if she knew any actors, and that is how I met Lily. Lily put herself on tape for us. I was incredibly moved and blown away, but it felt too good to be true. And I sent the tape to Taylor, and Taylor called me immediately, and we fact-checked this, our shared memory last night, but Taylor told me she, in her whole career, had never seen a tape that good. James, I have just been such a fan of his work for so long. My God. I still can't believe he agreed to do our movie. And the chemistry between them is undeniable. Yeah. Danny, I had seen in a play, Annie Baker's The Antipodes, and I think my memory of it is the way the stage was positioned in the audience as your back was to me, and he had an amazing monologue in the play, and I was very, very moved by it. It's funny, it's heartbreaking, and I wrote your name down after that play, and then as I was writing the character, just Danny's name was always on my mind. So yeah, very grateful to that.
Lily, I would love to ask, we are basically experiencing this film through your character's eyes, but you don't have a lot of dialogue. Can you talk about how you approach playing a character and being so open so that we can experience the film with you without having a lot of words to say?
Well, Sam's character is just very internal and obedient, and it's very interesting to watch that play out throughout the whole film.
Sure. But I mean, that's on you. That's on your performance. How do you?
Let's see. How did I prep for Sam? Is that kind
Yes.
of
Great acting because he's not subtle in person.
I wrote a lot of for Sam because it's so internal. I wrote a lot of diary entries as her, and kind of just what's going through her mind because everything is always up there, and she doesn't like to let it out. And I thought maybe that would be a way for her to let things out. Sorry that took so fucking long.
And I'd love to ask you, James and Danny, we do, I think, at least I did, see the film through Sam's eyes. But you have to approach these characters and own these characters, even though I would say as an audience member, I'm kind of angry at you at times. But how do you, as actors, approach owning the character even when you know the audience might be experiencing it differently?
Well, my character is just a wreck, so I feel like I can pretty much get away with anything. What was the question?
How do you really embody a character even when you know the audience's sympathies may not entirely be with you?
I mean, given circumstances, that's number one thing, and all I think about was how heartbroken I am that we're supposed to be forcing this threesome. It just throws me completely off, and I'm clearly not myself when I'm a jerk in the third act. But he's lost. He's completely just lost. That's all I got.
And James?
Learn the lines, get to work on time, don't overthink it.
Why is it called Good One?
Well, there's a line in the movie where Matt, Danny's character, is praising James's character for making a good kid. And just in writing the film, I was thinking about what it means to be a good kid, to not ruffle feathers and to do what your parents want you to do, and the price you pay, what you have to sacrifice by not acting out. You know, I think that there's a lot to be gained from rebelling.
Oh, yes, please.
I really love the simplicity of the ways that Sam sort of took her revenge at the end, and so I'm wondering how you came up with those specific things, the putting the rocks in, the leaving, the locking the car doors, not even to run. I thought she was going to drive away with the car.
She had the keys to it.
So, yeah, this is a question about how you decided the means of Sam's revenge.
All of those details actually were the last things to enter the script. There was always a kind of rebellion with the car door at the end, but I love when you go on hiking trips, those rock towers that are in the movie are, you know, sort of evidence of the people that came before you, and Becca Morin and her team built these beautiful structures by the water, and yeah, they're such meaningful objects to me. And yeah, I think I just came across some of those on a hike one day, and just the metaphor of what those towers mean, and then what it would mean to not make one and use those rocks in another way. When on the last, after we wrapped, the last day when we were leaving town, before we left town, Diana, James, and I went down to where we shot the film and disassembled all those rock towers, and it was just like, I don't know, a really meaningful movie. Yeah, yeah.
How did you approach the scene where she can't convey what she's feeling about her father's reaction?
Just purely based on personal experience. I feel like as a teenager, I never had the words that I wanted in the moment that they were needed, and that I found them later.
That idea, like, how did you approach writing these really flawed adult characters, since they aren't, you know, they're letting Sam down, and it's just so really well done. I'm just wondering about that process.
I was thinking about male friendship between men, friendship over many years, and how that changes dynamics. I don't know. I just wrote it from observing the men in my life over I don't know. Yeah. Do you guys have anything to add to that in terms of like as men reading it and how do you feel?
On aggregate, we're flawed. But I also like that the film didn't moralize, it didn't provide an easy answer, which I feel is always the more truthful observation. And there's all these liminal moments, you know, going from girl to woman, perhaps a friendship that's played out, you know, a beginning and an end of a journey. So, you know, they all kind of, I mean, that was the beautiful poetry of the script when I read it. So I don't know if that answers your question.
I'm so sorry that that's all the time we have. Thank you so much, India, and your fantastic.
Derek from IONCINEMA.com. If you want to support us, subscribe below. For more reviews, interviews, film festival coverage from Sundance, Cannes, Toronto, you want to check out these guys on this side.